Hello everyone, welcome to Nuts Bestie Explains. Today we are in part 2 of Management in Nursing. So we'll continue the topic with importance of management. Management meets the challenge of change. So with management we can meet the challenge of change. That means management brings change in the system. Second one, accomplishment of group goals. By effective management, we can reach our group goals. If a group of people have started a hospital to provide patient care, that goal can be achieved by better management. Effective utilization of resources. By management, we can use the resources whatever available effectively. Okay, that is effective utilization of resources and effective functioning. With all these measures, the hospital will work effectively. Okay, so effective functioning. Sound organization structure. So if we follow the steps of the management, organization will be proper. Structured organization can be observed. Management directs the organization. So management, as we have already seen, a group of managers who manage the system at a different levels, the top level, middle level and the lower level, so that we can achieve the goals of that organization. So management directs the organization how to work, in which direction it has to work. Then it integrates various interests. So it integrates various interests in the process of management. Then stability. In the management, there will be stability because managers know whom to give instructions, how to utilize the resources. So everything, the whole system will have a stability. Then it will have innovation. So management has a innovation. If managers have good expertise, knowledge and skills, they work towards innovating new ideas, how to run a hospital, how to provide better patient care. So innovatively they start thinking and they start innovative facilities and schemes. Then coordination and team spirit. If the management is perfect and effective, there will be coordination in the work among the members and team spirit will be maintained. All the whole team members will work together to reach the goals. Then tracking problems. There won't be any tracking problems because all the group of managers will manage everything. No problems will be faced in tackling the issues. It is a tool for personality development. It also functions as a tool for personality development. So this is about importance of management. Next topic is levels of management. So the managers who are part of the management, they perform different types of duties and they are jointly perform various functions. These managers will perform different types of duties and jointly together as a team they perform various functions. Some managers decide about the objectives. Among all these managers, few managers will decide the objectives. Some managers perform functions to achieve these objectives. Some, like for example, if you take 10 managers are there, 2 or 3 experienced people will plan the objectives. The others will perform the functions to achieve these objectives in different departments like production department, sales department, HR department, like that. Then some of the managers are concerned about the supervision of day-to-day activities of the workers. Among those 10 managers, if 2 members are doing the objectives, others will work towards different departments, 4 or 5 people, and the other 4 people will be work as a supervisors in day-to-day activities of the workers. Managers performing different types of duties may thus be divided into categories. So these levels of management are divided into 3 categories. You can see at the bottom, lower level management, middle level management and senior level or top level management. Okay, so this is a model for levels of management: lower level, middle level, senior level or top level management. In these three levels of management, as from lower to top if you are going, the manager's responsibilities will be more tough. As you can see, accountability. Those managers from lower people will have less accountability. Accountability means whatever actions they are using, they are doing, they are responsible for their actions. If anything goes wrong, they are responsible. That responsibility is called as accountability. So lower to middle, more responsibility will be there. To the higher top level people will have lot of accountability, because they are the one who are planning the objectives, how to perform the duties. If any scheme or anything fails, more responsibility will be on the top level or senior level management. And authority also. Okay, so authority, these people will have more authority and compared to the other levels. You can see three levels of management: top level, middle level and low level management. If you see the top level management, it includes board of directors. So top level management includes board of directors and the chief executives. The chief executive may have the designation of chairman. So one among the chief executive, one person will have a chairman designation, managing director, MD, president or general manager. Okay, they hold these board of directors, these positions. They determine the objectives of the business. So this top level management people will decide the objectives of the business as a whole and lays down policies. The rules, regulations, everything are formulated by these top level managers. Policies to achieve these objectives. They also exercise on overall control over the organization. So the authority who can sanction something, who has to write or formulate any new rules, or who has the authority to take any decision, final decision related to that organization, is in the hands of these high top level management: chairman, managing director, president or general manager. So this is about top level management. Next one is middle level management. It includes heads of various departments. Example: head of the production department, head of the sales department, head of the human resources, HR department and other department manager. So middle level management includes all the heads of the department. Okay, then this level acts as a mediator between top level and lower level management. So this middle level management, these people will work as a mediators between top level and the lower level. These people are mediators. So whatever the work given by them, these managers will give instructions to lower level people and see that the work is getting done. And these middle level people will supervise their actions and everything. Any problem comes, they will do the inquiry and everything. They gather the information, they give to the top level management. So these people will take the decisions. This level act as a mediator between top level and lower level. The heads of various departments, they issue instructions to subordinates so as to achieve these objectives. So these people, heads of the departments, will give instructions to their subordinates. The middle level managers are particularly concerned with the activities of their respective departments. So these managers will see whichever head that department work has to be done and supervised by those managers. Like that the work will be handled. Then lower level management. It consists of foremen and supervisors, the actual people who do the work. If you take for example in the hospitals, the doctors, duty doctors, nurses, technicians, physiotherapists, the front office people, reception people, lab technicians, everyone come under the foremen and supervisors. They are the one who do the work. The functions of supervisory are the worker. It is assigned to work and then these people see that the work is carried out properly and at the right time. So the supervisors will see that whether the work is allotted or not, and it is supervised whether the work is done at the right time. Okay, these are the three different levels of management and their responsibilities. Next topic is functions of management. You can see a picture here, management functions. Okay, they are, first one you can see, there are 5 functions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one is planning. Planning is the first function, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Repeat with me, planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. These are the 5 functions of the management. Okay, let's see here. The first one is planning. Okay, so as we already know, in the management, the first step is planning. Anything we want to start or run an organization, it should start with planning. First we should plan. Planning is deciding in advance. In advance we decide what to do. Okay, so what we have to do, why to do, why we have to provide these services, where to do, where we have to provide, the location, where there is a need for a hospital or need for a college or institution, who will be responsible for doing. Okay, so deciding all these comes under planning. Coming to the definition of planning, planning bridges the gap from where we are to where we want to go. So planning is the first step of management. It bridges. What is planning? Planning bridges the gap from where we are to where we want to go. So where we are at the first step, where we want to reach our main goal of starting that organization. So to reach that point, planning will bridge the gap. It makes it possible for things to occur which would not otherwise happen. So this planning which makes it possible for things to occur. Without this planning, nothing will work. This is according to Coons and O'Donnell. Coming to importance of planning, why this planning is important? Planning provides directions. Without any plan, if you start any work, you will not have proper direction, how to start, where to go, whom to approach, all that will be missing. So planning provides a direction. Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. So planning will reduce risk of uncertainty. That means after going 2 to 3 steps, we will not find where to go. That uncertainty situation will be reduced by planning. Planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. So if you plan step by step with good knowledge and instructions, overlapping, doing the same work again and again, and unnecessary wasteful activities can be avoided. Planning promotes innovative ideas. So planning helps in getting innovative ideas. Planning promotes decision making. It helps in decision making process. Planning establishes standards for controlling. So planning gives standards for controlling. As you know, the last step of management is controlling. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Controlling is the last step. So if planning is there, you can check at the end whether according to our plan whether we reached that stage or not. You can check in the last step. So planning establishes standards for controlling. Okay, next, features of planning. Planning focuses on achieving objectives. In the planning, how the planning starts, what you want to achieve at the end. So it starts with achieving objectives. Planning is a primary function of the management. It is the first and foremost important primary function of management. Planning is pervasive. Planning is continuous. It's a continuous process. In between any changes comes, again we plan, we make the changes. So it's a continuous process. Planning is futuristic. So we have to think about the future before itself and plan the thing. Okay, so planning is futuristic. This is features of planning. The next one in the features, planning involves decision making. So decision making is done in the planning level itself. Then planning is a mental exercise. So the planning involves the complete mind work. Okay, mental exercise. Okay, totally about thinking and planning the activities. So these up to here it is features of planning. Next, planning process. So process of planning, how it goes. First step is setting objectives. Setting the objectives. First step is setting objectives. Objectives may be set for the entire organization and each department or unit within the organization. So these objectives may be set for entire organization together or each department wise. Okay, these objectives will be planned. Second step is developing premises. Planning is concerned with the future which is uncertain, and every planner is using conjecture about what might happen in future. So planning is concerned with the future. So we are planning for the future actions which is uncertain. You are not sure whether everything goes according to plan or not. And every planner, the person who is planning is using conjecture. That is, they imagine, they foresee the future and they plan about what might happen in future. Okay, they think what will happen in future. By with that idea, they will develop the plan. So developing premises, setting objectives, developing premises. Third step in the planning process is identifying alternative courses of action. Okay, once objectives are set, once objectives are ready, assumptions are made. That means what will happen in future, assumptions, those are made. Then the next step would be act upon them. So after planning and assuming the future, then they start acting upon the plan, identifying alternative course of the action. Fourth step in the process is evaluating alternative courses. The next step is to weigh the pros and cons of each alternative. Okay, if it does not go according to plan, there will be some other ideas, alternative plans will be there. So they weigh, they see about the possibilities and consequences of each alternative. Whichever is best suitable, they select that alternative. Then implement the plan. Selecting an alternative. This is the real point of decision making. So selecting the alternative. If one plan is failed, they select the other one. Okay, alternative. The best plan has to be adopted and implemented. Among the other alternatives, whichever is best, that will be taken and implemented. Next step is implement the plan. This is concerned with putting the plan into action. So implementing the plan is nothing but keeping this plan, bringing it into work, action. That is implementation of the plan. The last one is follow up action. Monitoring the plans are equally important to ensure that objectives are achieved. Monitoring the plans. Frequently we have to monitor these plans. These are equally important to make sure whether objectives are achieved or not. So these are the steps involved in the planning process. Please repeat: setting objectives, developing premises, identifying alternative course of action, evaluating alternative course, selecting an alternative, implement the plan, and follow up action. After planning, the second step in the management process is organizing. Okay. What is organization? Organizing. Division of work into functions. Dividing the work which is allotted into various functions and sub-functions. Grouping of activities. Dividing the activities that are closely related in their nature. Assigning of duties. Okay. What work has to be done? That sub work, sub functions, grouping the activities closely related in their nature, assigning the duties, assigning the work to the subordinates like doctors, what responsibilities they have to do, nurses, technicians, lab technicians, and other employees, what work they have to do. All their duties will be assigned, responsibilities to the employees, and finally delegation of authority. Okay, who is the head of the department, who will take care of all the decision process, all that delegation of authority and power to each employee or the group to discharge their duties. So authority or power also will be given to each employee related to work to do their activities, group to discharge their duties accordingly. or the processes come under the functions of management of organizing. Okay. So dividing the work, identifying the functions, sub-functions, grouping the activities closely related in nature, assigning duties, responsibilities, and giving some authority. Okay, finally delegation of authority to do the work, discharge their duties. This is the organizing. Coming to the definition of organizing, organization is the process of identifying and grouping of the works to be performed. Identifying the work, grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating the responsibility, giving responsibility to the different employees and authority, and establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most efficiently. Not only just giving the work and being aside, give the work, give the authority, and establish good relationship. Daily go with them, read them, take the report of the before previous day's work, talk to them, I ask them for any problems, try to solve their day-to-day problems. So this definition is according to Louis A. Allen. Next, importance of organizing. What is the importance of this organizing? Organizing helps organizations to reap the benefit of specialization. Organizing provides for optimum utilization of the services. If you properly organize the work and divide equally, it provides for proper utilization of the resources. Organizing helps in effective administration. Administration will be good. Organizing channels for expansion and growth. This helps in expanding the company or organization and for better growth of that institution. Organizing achieves coordination among different departments. So in this organization, various departments will be working. Heads of the department will be different, but they all work in coordination. Okay. If you take for example hospital, ICU will be there, ward, emergency, casualty. All departments work in coordination. First patient comes to emergency or casualty. Depending upon the illness, that patient will be coordinated with general ward or OT or ICU. They coordinate with other staff and they will shift the patient to the other department. If coordination is not there, the work will not be done. Organizing creates a scope for new change. If the organization is good, it creates scope for the new change. So this is the importance of organizing. Next, organizing process. We have seen the definition, importance and process we will see now. Division of work. So the first step in organization process is division of work. So work has to be divided equally. The first process of organizing includes identification and division of work, which shall be done in accordance with the plan. According to the plan, the work has to be organized and divided. Division of work that are determined previously. Then departmentation. Once the work of identifying and dividing the work has been done, those are similar are to be grouped. Same works which belong to one department are identified and they are grouped into one department. Third one is linking departments. When the process of departmentation was completed, okay, department dividing into departments is completed, linking of department has to be done. So link one department to the other department. Okay, so for example, from the ward, the samples will go to the lab. Lab will do the test, microbiology, biochemistry, whatever test will be done, and reports will be taken, print out and kept ready. So from that department, who will come and carry the reports to the wards. So like that, coordinating the work between the departments, that has to be done so that those departments operate in an coordinated manner, which gives a shape to overall organization structure. Okay, like this the steps will be planned and coordination will be decided. Then assigning duties. On completion of departmentation process, assigning duties, that is defining authority. So giving responsibility, authority and responsibility to the employees on the basis of their skills. Depending upon their job, the work what they do, they are given authority and responsibility and capabilities has to be done. Capability, okay, even though one person will be senior most, but he will not have capability to control the whole department. So depending upon the capability, work has to be given. which in consequence magnifies efficiency with regard to their work. Next one, last one is defining hierarchical structure. Each employee should also know from whom he has to take the orders and to whom he is accountable or responsible. Hierarchical order means top to bottom. If you take for example in nursing department, any ward or ICU, who is the head? Head nurse. Okay, head nurse is the head. Head nurse will give instructions to the staff nurses. Staff nurses will take the orders, they do the responsible. Under the staff nurses, trainees or newly joined staff will be there. So that hierarchy every employee should know. From whom I should take instructions. That information should be there. He has to take orders and to whom he is accountable or responsible. So these are the steps in the organizing process. They are a division of work, departmentation, linking departments, assigning duties, defining hierarchical structure. So this is about organizing.